All right, everyone, welcome back to the RDN Roller Show. It's been a minute since we have one of these, but we have a great interview for you guys today. We are bringing on two guys who've really been taking over social media over the past few months, and Daniel and Josh. You might know them as the Two Goalies, also the founders of the Tour Scorpions, and also it would be remiss if I didn't say this. They're involved with Lightning Rod Energy. These guys are blasting Lightning Rod Energy like it's goddamn Red Bull. But we're excited to have you guys on the podcast right now, boys. Thanks for hopping on here on this Sunday morning. And how's everything been going? How's getting everything together for your new organization?
It's been a lot. So we'll start off with I got my lightning rod energy right
There
here.
you
I'm
go.
gonna pop this a little bit later. But yeah, so as far as the organization, it's been a lot. The Texas Scorpions, we got a lot going on. So right now we have our pro roller organization, and then under it we'll have the platinum team, which Josh and I will be playing on as goalies, and then we're also starting to form a gold team as well. So with that, it's kind of all about marketing, branding, growing the adult aspect of it. And then once people start seeing eyeballs on the pro team and the platinum team, it's going to get all those kids that are watching being like, oh, I want to be like those guys. Oh, those guys are really cool. How can I get involved? And we can utilize that to really start pushing and growing the game through social media, getting more kids involved, and then start growing the youth program, especially with Eric Torres helping us out in the U18 team that we got going on. We're so excited about that, Josh. Honestly, it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, our biggest thing is we love the roller hockey community. We love the hockey community in general. And we've seen that the roller hockey has had a resurgence recently, which has been amazing. And we're like, hey, let's go ahead, let's build something so we can grow it out here in Texas, in our home state, in our home city, in our own backyard. So that way, the kids that are around here can experience the same joys that we had going to the tournaments over the summer and
Yeah.
throughout some of the winter tournaments too.
And what's cool, guys, is I'm new to this sport. Like, I played ice hockey my whole life since I was 3, 4 years old. And Josh actually pulled me into the sport, and I immediately fell in love with it. At first, it was kind of hard to slide as a goalie and whatnot. And, I've been stepping into it, but it's been so cool to see a transition for me to like come to a game that I really didn't even know much about to really fall in love with it to the point where I'm like, wow, more people should know about this. And not just in Texas, but in the United States. So we're doing the best we can to try to get it out to as many people as possible.
Absolutely. You guys do a great job at it. I mean, social media aside, you like Ant said, you're really taken over the last few months. One thing I did want to ask you guys, really just to get to know both of you guys, like Josh first, like what's your background with hockey? Like, did you grow up playing ice hockey? Did you play roller hockey? Or can you give us, a little background on who you are?
Yeah, so I actually started in roller hockey. I started playing in Lafayette, Louisiana, in a building called Top Shelf, which I don't even think exists anymore. But I started playing roller hockey there, and I went to the Louisiana Ice Gators game, and it was the year they had their Kelly Cup run, and so they were phenomenal that year. Went to the game, saw the goalie pads, thought they were the coolest thing in the world. My parents had no idea about goalie pads, how expensive it was, and all that kind of stuff. So they were like, "Yeah, sure, you can be a goalie." And yeah, it's kind of history wrote itself there. I grew up in the DFW area playing for the youth organizations out here. Played juniors up in Minnesota for a couple years, and then played for Dallas Baptist University for 4 years in college.
Yep.
Nice. And and you said you did play roller when you were younger and everything. Did you take a break from roller or anything, or did you and then just kind of got back into it with, I know Dallas has a good, obviously, roller scene.
Mhm.
Did you just get back into it ever when you stopped playing college?
Yeah, so actually, it was probably about 3 years ago, maybe at this point. So I'm sure you're familiar with the freeze.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so they invited me
So
to
you guys
go
his
to.
best friends, right?
Oh yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
actually have a pretty
Yeah, we'll
good
get into
relationship
that. We'll get
now.
into that.
Yeah, Vince is actually a really cool dude. We have a good relationship with Vince. He does a great job with his organization.
Yeah.
But anyway, you were saying.
Yeah. So anyway, they asked me to play in the tours tournament on their 30 plus team because they didn't have a goalie. And I was like, look, I'm an ice goalie. I've never played roller before in goal. Because whenever I started out, I just started out playing player, fell in love with the goalie position, transitioned to ice, and then stopped playing roller from that point. So I would say before that, I was maybe 8 years old the last time I played roller hockey. So yeah, definite break in between. But anyway, I went out to the tournament with him, and of course, the Freeze always has an amazing team. We made it to the championship. I didn't have a huge workload in front of me, so I actually had fun winning games. Fell in love with the sport, fell in love with the atmosphere, all the people there. It's like you never meet a stranger at a roller tournament. So I just fell in love with that aspect of it, and I was like, I got to be more involved in this. So yeah, it was a long hiatus from like 8 years old until about 30. And then yeah, now I'm gung ho roller.
Love it. I love it. Daniel, can you give us a little background on, kind of how, I guess really, how you got into hockey as well too, and then into roller?
Oh, geez. So actually, for me, I think my dad hovered me over the ice when I was like maybe 6 or 7 months old. And so it kind of started from there. I was born in Dallas and then we moved to Houston. So was out there for a little bit. I ended up with my family, we moved to Florida, and that's where I went to. I remember this clear as day. I went to a stick and puck with my dad. I was a young kid. I might have been like maybe 7, 8 years old, if that. And I saw the goalie pads, this goalie was wearing at the stick and puck. And I'm like, you know what? That's really cool. I want to be into that. My dad, the same thing, was like,
Yep.
had no idea how expensive that was going to
Yep.
be. He's like, sure, let's do it. And the rest is history from there. We went ahead and lived in Florida for a while. We actually opened an ice rink, or my family opened an ice rink in Orlando, and the economy crashed back in '08. So we ended up losing everything with that. Unfortunately, moved back to Dallas, Texas, kind of had to regroup and rebuild from square one. But I've been in Dallas since I was about 12 years old, and it's been phenomenal. The hockey culture, the hockey community out here. I played travel hockey for numerous organizations, played junior hockey, took a break after junior hockey, just kind of it was for me, it was like, I'm not going to make the NHL or anything. So I was like, let me just start working. Let me start my life. Let me go to school and whatnot. And went ahead and just kind of jumped in the workforce and actually just started getting back into it and for fun. And then Josh went ahead and I had my lightning rod company that was growing. And I reached out to Josh with my lightning rod company because I love the content he made. I saw it on Instagram and I was like, dude, you want to be an influencer for my brand? You want to be an athlete? And we met, and then we just kind of like, dude, you're a good goalie. You should start coming to our practices because he was playing for a semi-pro team at the time. And I kind of got into it little by little. And then, yeah, the rest is history. We started Two Goalies, our brands and whatnot, and we play hockey all the time. And it's been great. It's been awesome. And then I got introduced to roller hockey again because of Josh. So it's really been a lot credited to him, kind of getting back into the ice scene and roller scene.
Yeah,
Which
if I can say one thing, the one thing that really stood out to me the first time that we met on the ice, he was wearing a Helena Bighorns jersey. And I actually got drafted by the Helena Bighorns. Didn't play for him, but I went and tried out for him, and I thought it was funny. I was like, dude, where did you get a Helena Bighorns jersey from?
Didn't
So
Okada play there, Anth?
I think so. Yeah. I
Because it's a junior
That's a
league.
pretty it's a junior
It's in
league team,
Montana.
right?
Yeah.
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 I'm pretty sure he played there.
Yeah.
We'll have to fact check that one.
It's a really good team.
I don't know if they're around anymore though.
I don't know if they're still. They might be,
There's
but
so much shifting and whatnot in juniors and so many teams that like
Yeah.
spread
Yeah,
out
well,
away.
a unique fact about the organization is they were owned, at least at the time that I was with the organization, they were owned by a guy named Mike Butters, who's in every single Saw movie.
What?
Yeah.
what the
Pretty
hell?
crazy.
That's a random fact.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Hockey's everywhere.
Yeah. He used to play
Hockey's everywhere.
He used to play for the Red Wings. He's in every Saw movie, and every time they came out with a new Saw movie, the Bighorns had a Saw themed jersey night.
No kidding?
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that movie like scared the shit out of me growing up. I don't know why. Like that movie was like the one I was just like, I hate this movie. But it's actually kind of funny. Like you guys are kind of telling us your background here. I find it's funny that it's like you guys are two, I'm gonna say best friends, but two really good friends, and you're both goalies. Like that is so rare because like me, I started out as a goalie and I was like, screw playing goalie, I want to play out. You did kind of the opposite. You're like started out as a player, like, oh, I like the goalie equipment. But I think between Rob and me and you guys, like I think we all got involved in goalie because of the equipment, right? Can we all like just
Yeah.
say that. Like everyone, like that's why I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like I want to be a goalie. The equipment's sick. Yeah, like so I remember like even like my first set of Cooper pads, they like look horrible now, but like back then I was like, these are the coolest things ever. And then that's kind of why we all probably got started in goalie. But it's funny that you guys are such close friends. You're both goalies, and you both are playing on the Platt team. You said right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
So you
missing one
guys.
fact though. We're also both short.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
well,
both
yo,
just like
same here,
5'7".
brother. Same here. We're all small in this podcast. So Dwyer was the biggest one. So
But
and
yeah,
he
I
was a
mean,
goalie as well.
I think it's funny that you mentioned that because we actually work really well, like in tandem as goalie partners.
Yeah.
So most of the time, like you have that. I mean, I'm sure you felt this. You have that like kind of tiny little subtle hatred for your goalie partner because you
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's
I,
always that. It's a competition
I
factor.
don't
Yeah.
have that with him.
No.
Whenever he's in net, I want him to win. I want
Yeah,
him to
that's good.
stop the puck.
Good team
I
guy.
don't want to go in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
Well, if you're
is.
going in, it means there's a problem. Like, you know what I mean? So
Something drastic happened.
yeah.
No, it is finding a good goalie tandem, like you said, it's very rare, especially too in roller as well. You don't get as many games you technically would in ice or vice versa. So I played goalie growing up, played with Jonathan Joy, plays with the Freeze, and then also Kevin Dwyer. But those are the two goalies that I love and respect, and I was like, dude, I'm okay to watch you play because
Well,
I love watching you play. And
let's throw a little pause on that. You love watching play because you love chirping.
but I love being in the game.
You love
I
chirping.
love
Yeah.
chirping in the game so much more. And then yeah, but anyways, let's get into it. Two goalies. I know, Josh, you said you started doing the content first originally. How did two goalies come evolved with both you guys?
Yeah. So really, honestly, I had a major health journey. So I lost about 100 pounds. And throughout that health journey, I started making some social media content as related to health. And I kind of started getting some traction with that. And I was like, huh, I've always wanted to do some mic'd up goalie content like Nick the goalie. He's a big idol of mine. I look up to him, respect him a whole lot.
Really
And
good dude too.
really awesome guy. We actually got a chance to go meet him out in Vancouver.
Yeah,
Super nice
he's
guy.
a close friend of ours now, like unbelievable human being.
But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I feel like the hockey that I play is good enough to where it's entertaining to watch. And then if we have any lulls, I can be silly because I'm a goofball. So I just started making recording videos. I started out at a practice wearing AirPods underneath my helmet. And then, I got a little bit more sophisticated, actually getting a mic and a camera set up and everything. But then that just started gaining traction. And, guys like Dobbsy and myself and Nick the goalie and who was another mic'd up guy? Mr. Heffy did some mic'd up
Happy to some like
content,
stuff.
but not
Happy
big.
Happy the man.
But yeah, the mic'd up content
Heffy.
started to grow, and then the following started to happen, and then I had that one my practice video go viral, and then next thing you know, I get a message from this guy that's like, "Hey, I want you to be to represent my brand, Lightning Rod Energy."
Yeah, take a
Awesome.
sip. Take a sip.
Yeah, awesome.
Branding.
Try
Take a
it.
sip.
Get yourself some. Literally best. I'm not saying this because I'm sponsored by them. I'm saying this because it's true. It's the best pre-workout shot on the market.
Logan
hands down.
Stankoven takes the product. So
Yes. So yeah,
Nasty.
good stuff. But anyway, so we started connecting, and then he was really good with video editing, with graphics, with coming up with video ideas. He had fancy, crazy expensive equipment.
rewind from that too as well. So my background's always been like video production, social media marketing, doing cool stuff like that. So I used to work for the Dallas Cowboys in their video production department for a long time. So all this stuff.
I'm
Go
sorry,
Birds,
man.
Go Birds, dude.
Go Birds!
Go Birds.
Go
I
Birds!
gotta do it, dude.
So all
was
the
a good
stuff
catch.
that thanks. It was my goal.
Sorry. We're both Birds fans.
No, you're good. Listen, you
And a
guys
Broncos fan, but
you're gonna
Yeah.
continue to do well because there's many reasons that go into why the Cowboys lose. We won't get into that, but
we can.
So, but it's a good company to work for, and it was really cool. So I'm very good with special effects. I can make Josh look like he's Iron Man or with electricity and stuff like that. And then that's kind of what I was doing to grow my lightning rod company was Supercross racers, PBR bull riders, UFC fighters. I would go ahead and I would create their vlog videos. I'd go film them. So I had all the camera gear and whatnot. And that was kind of like a trade-off when I would start growing my brand was, I didn't have a lot of money. So what was the best thing I could do to trade off would be making videos for them. And in return, they would go ahead and try the product. But what was cool was like the relationships that were built. And once they tried the product, they were hooked on it. And then I kind of didn't have to do the videos anymore. They just truly appreciated what we were doing, what the product was. They believed in it, and great friendships were made. So fast forward to Josh, I started making videos for him. And then I don't know, we just kind of started making videos together. We just kind of.
Well, so you came to me with the idea of, hey, what if we did a mic'd up video together where we're both mic'd up?
Yeah, that's right.
And we
Yeah.
tried it and it did not work.
No, it was
Did
terrible.
not work at all.
Trial and
But
error.
we got some funny stuff out of it, and we were like, yo, why don't we do something together? Like, we're always on the ice together. He's like, I'm making videos for you in the first place. Like, we're gonna be on the ice together. Like, why not? Let's just do some stuff together and see what happens. Honestly, I was reluctant at first because I had worked really hard to build up my brand, and I think at this point I had what, like 5,000 followers, maybe
No,
maybe
no.
10,000.
On your Instagram, you were like at 11 with 10,000.
Yeah, so I was at like 10,000, and so I was like really nervous about transitioning into something new. But we talked it out, and we had a few funny ideas, and then our first video that we made with was it Flurry that went off pretty.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, so we basically made like a following to Flurry, Marc-Andre Fleury, and that one popped off.
Yeah,
and then it just kind of like
The
started
goat.
The goat. Yeah.
yeah.
go or
And so
breaking the glove in.
yeah, I mean, I saw that it worked. I saw that people like the recipe that we have, and then of course, with everything in the future, it obviously works.
Yeah.
So the reluctance turned into a lot of support, and we're really trying to grow this brand and not. I mean, I don't want to necessarily say not grow my own personal brand, but it allowed me to take a step back and focus on this while at the same time having my audience and being able to create some of my content on the side. I'm not as prevalent with the mic'd up content anymore.
Yeah.
I still do
I
it.
was, well, it's like one hand feeds the other too, right? The more you do together, right, it's going to help your personal brand because you're going to have some outreach to people who maybe weren't following you specifically.
Yep.
I mean, we know all about kind of just like pillaring off, other things, with the RDN brand. So it's pretty cool though, because like you guys did the all goalie game, which it's funny. So I'll give you guys a little kudos here. Like I have a goalie group chat for my league here in Philly.
Okay.
And that went like off in our goal. They're like, we got to do this at NERC, like, and we're trying to organize it honestly, kind of like pillar off your ideas. So maybe it might happen in the future, but like all the goalies are like, oh, I'm definitely in, I'm definitely in, I'm definitely in. So all these guys and girls that are like goalies in our chat were like, hey, we want to do an all goalie game. I mean, like some of these goalies are pretty bad, so the all goalie game might be very entertaining. Them trying to play out in goal gear, but just to give you some credit, I mean, that was pretty cool. You guys got to do something like that.
Yeah, we were so stoked with that. So big kudos to it's called Oops All Goalies as well. So his game that he put on, he's the one who kind of really created or innovated like a goalie game. And so he goes around the entire United States putting these goalie games on and whatnot. So he's actually coming to our goalie game that we're having March 14th at the Credit Union of Texas Event Center. We're going back to back with the Allen Americans out there. But super cool guy. But for us to be able to have a goalie game to where all creators could come in and like be a part of it, like one of our good friends, Stefano Cantali, Mr. Heffy, came out and he had a blast. It was hilarious. I think he skipped out on like 8 shifts though because he was sucking wind out there.
Oh, I'll
which is
tell you
pretty
that.
funny.
My man is always gassed, dude. In every game I've seen him play, he's always like huffing and puffing, really hitting
He got
some lightning
hammered
rod
out there,
energy,
too.
dude.
He got hammered. Someone hit him in the boards and he went wide.
Dude, he needs more lightning rod energy in his life.
Yes.
It sounds like, you know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you this. So goalie is a different movements, right? So I would argue that goalies are like marathon runners, right? If you see a goalie, they're like skin and bone. They're little twigs, right? We're not sprinters. And especially when you're sprinting in 50 pounds of gear,
Yeah, it's
that
tough.
takes it out of you. I wasn't realizing how quickly I was going to tire out, but it's like you skate down and you can't even make it back.
I
You're
ripped off
back.
my neck guard. I started ripping
Oh,
off
yeah.
my gear because how
Yeah,
like,
you're realizing you're not stopping the puck. You don't need all this stuff on, right? So
No, it was funny. The funniest part too is like, we had on the bench and they're coming back. We have like some of the biggest content creators in the hockey space that were out there, and they're all players. So we went ahead and having them be put in goalie gear was hilarious, seeing them for the first time. They couldn't even move or whatnot. And then a big part of it too was we have hero goalies. So like True Crew and Logan Gauthier, we went ahead and put them in net where they were actually stopping the puck. And so one of our good friends, he's a mass painter. His name, he goes by New Jacks, but he's the e-bug for the Tampa Bay Lightning. The guy is unbelievable. I mean, he was pulling Michigans. He was going bar down. I mean, you didn't want to go ahead and get in front of that guy's shot. Like, it
He's
was
on my team.
ridiculous. Yeah, I know. He scored like 6 goals in the game. So
I had two.
Who
I
who had the best shot there for a goalie?
New Jacks.
Probably New Jacks, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joey would have to be up there. Joey's
Yeah,
got-
so
do you want to
the
tell the
goalie-
story real quick?
yeah,
The
so
pie
there-
house story.
what? Yeah.
Telling the pie hot Joey story with me.
Yeah, so there's two plays he's done this, but he's the goalie, the pro team goalie for Lebeda Freeze. John Joy played with him at Winter Nationals and last year at Palma Pro. Unbelievable shot. I mean, I will put it with any NHL shot. It is a rocket. So, hands down, this dude, we're in Philly playing Ant's team. Our Denver, the Demon Dogs represent Pie Hot champs. I think Ant was, I don't know, he's kind of cheating on our guy Piz. He was a little behind him.
Yeah.
And we got the puck. Someone dished it back to Joy. And anytime there's a guy cheating, you will dish it to Joy, and Joy will just rip it down, float over people's head, and land on your stick perfect. Got it. Bing. Right over Ant's head. Perfect sauce. Landed on the guy's stick. Backhand, bar down.
I was like, I'm expecting like a pass in the middle I can maybe knock down or catch. This thing was like 8 feet over my head. And I
And
just
then-
like, oh shit.
I'll send you the video. There's a video of it. It's
That's
out there.
hilarious.
It's I think it's like a live barn video, but you can still see it. It's pretty unbelievable. But
And not only that, like Jay Miro, I was playing for the Sting, so Jay Miro is my coach. He's like, Merrigan, what are you thinking out there? Like screaming. I was getting like, I got sewered by the play, and then I got sewered by the coach. Like it was just like bad luck all around. Like I was just like, and then I went out with you guys later that night, and it's like all I heard for like a couple hours I was out with you guys all night. I was like, fuck me, dude.
happens.
Good thing Seth Enzer wasn't out there and watching too. He would have given you some crap as well.
Oh man.
So I mean, let's get into it with, I guess, Seth too. We've gotten into the two goalies, kind of get a little more background about you guys and why you've kind of gotten into the sport. But now you guys have created the Texas Scorpions. You guys got your pro team, you got your platinum team, and then you also got your 18U team as well too. What kind of made you want to create? I know we kind of discussed it a little in the beginning, but what made you want to create the Texas Scorpions, and why the name Scorpions?
So the name Scorpions comes from I'm a Scorpio, so that's why I went ahead and we went with Scorpions. And
Big
purple,
astrology guy, eh?
yeah, and purple is my favorite color. So
Well, and scorpions are pretty prevalent out here.
yeah, they are too. So we kind of
You guys got a lot of Scorpions out there?
In West
in
Texas.
the desert
Yeah.
areas and stuff.
Dude, I live here in El Paso. I haven't seen one yet, but it's also El Paso, so it's
Yeah, so like
there's nothing out there.
Yeah, like deserty type. It's the little tiny ones, like the brown and
You don't see them; they're like translucent almost. Yeah, those I guess are more deadly
I don't
too.
know
The big ones I guess don't have.
We
that
turned
much.
into a National Geographic podcast. All right. You guys are just like geeking out on scorpions. I love it.
That's where, well, funny. So the individual that painted this back here, his name's Caleb Vole. So he actually has pet scorpions as well. So he wants us to like name them, and it's got one that's like this big, like it's massive.
That's
Horrible.
I like hockey scorpions, not real scorpions.
Yeah. I was gonna say scorpions, like spiders, all that kind of stuff, like freaks me out. So, but go on.
No, but so that's kind of where the color and kind of the name came from. And the biggest reason why we wanted to do it was I really did fall in love with the sport. I 100% did. I'm still new to it and still learning every day on it. And then Josh, truly does like the sport as well, love the sport. But the biggest thing that we see is like there's, a decent amount of adult players here, but there is no youth programs really out here. I mean, you have the Texas Venom, and they do a great job with what they've been able to grow in the community here. However, we wanted to come in and also help and aid to that as much as we can and utilize our Two Goalies platform as much as we possibly can. So the biggest reason was to come in, partner with Joe and the Lone Star Events and Sports Center, because he's a great individual too. He doesn't have to have this rink out here, but he does it because he loves the sport. He loves the community. He loves to give back to the game. So he is willing enough to be able to keep the place open, to keep it out here so we can have a place to play in DFW. And it's a phenomenal facility. But we kind of just married all of it because he had the same purpose and values and goals as Josh and I, where it's like, how can we come together and put something where we can grow the community, where we can get more kids involved in the game and we can make it as cost effective as possible. So my business thinking is, okay, well, we start a pro team because then we can market it. And then once we market it to a point where it's getting eyeballs, then kids are going to be like, wow, that's so cool. Let me go ahead and get in from that. Let me start playing. Oh, they're out of Denton. Wow, that's right next door. I can go ahead and I can be like these guys. It gives them someone to look up to. They can aspire to be. So that was kind of the goal of growing all of this and then just growing the game. We just want to grow the game and just give back as much as possible because we're not the biggest creators in the world. We're really not. But we have a following to where at least we can do something to give back to our community and at least do something good, right?
Well, yeah, and then in turn, it'll grow in itself and become bigger, which will allow us to have bigger influence, which will allow this to grow even further.
Yeah, and allow us to do more. I think the biggest
Exactly.
thing is to be able to do as much as we possibly can. Like the one thing we're wanting to do is come try hockey for free. So Joe and us were working on together on when we can get some of our pro guys out here and some of our platinum guys to have the community come out, try the game for free, start getting them involved little by little. Like Josh and I are starting to go to schools now and the fire departments and police departments and kind of just getting involved in the community any which way we can, showcasing hockey to everyone. And it's starting to yield, it's starting to grow. And big shout out to the Venom and what they've been doing too, because their program, I was here the other day, got like 30 kids.
Oh, heck
So
yeah.
like they're starting from the ground level. They're doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Like you guys are saying, in conjunction with what you're doing, you also have NHL players now crediting roller hockey to
Yeah,
helping
Adam
them.
Ernie for the Dallas
Adam
Stars.
Ernie and the
Always.
exactly where I was going with it. So like you have him there, who's boots on the ground NHL bona fide NHL player that is a roller guy as well, and he picked up roller late, and he's like, you heard who was it said like their best seasons of playing hockey were because they played roller in the summer, right? Like you have guys saying that now, and it's going to help with the youth movement. So that's great that you guys are doing that, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Going to the schools, just an intramural like intro to hockey type of thing. I think that could go a long way too, because I think most people think of ice hockey initially when they think of hockey.
100%.
Getting them to transition to thinking about roller hockey, more cost effective, things like that. So it's really nice what you guys are doing. But even with that, you guys have created some drama too, right? So we have to talk about the drama. So it's not manufactured, but it sounds like it's a good like good relationship even with like the freeze and stuff like that. Like you guys both understand that, hey, we're here for the same reason. Why not make it interesting as well, right? At the same time. So tell us about how that started and kind of just like give us a little your point of view on it.
So with Vince, we have nothing but respect for Vince and his freeze organization. I think he's done a phenomenal job with his branding and how he's been able to grow his team to what it is today. They have great players. They have a great foundation for what they've done, and they're making a name and they're growing Texas roller hockey as well, just by being on the platform and where they're at right now with what they're able to do with the players. Like they put Texas roller hockey, back on the map as well. And then now you have Full Throttle that's entered the picture too, and then you have us. So it seems like there's kind of that resurgence that's coming. I think it was just more so fun banter from Vince and the Freeze. It was just kind of lighten the mood and like, hey, there's another team kind of thing. I don't think it was anything like to hard or whatnot.
No, I mean, I can tell you 100% he's joking on a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
100%.
It was something. It was something like honestly, it kind of helped us a lot.
Yeah.
It
Some
allowed
eyes on you.
it allowed us to get some eyeballs, and so I mean, honestly, we're thankful for that.
Yeah.
Um,
And at the end of the day, too, Josh, like, our biggest thing has always been we just, get away from all the noise and we just have our eyes and our focus on the goal in front of us. So we just always have that in mind, and we're always just looking at positivity. We're always just continue to walk the path that we're going on. And so, like, even when it's like for fun or any drama or whatnot, we have blinders.
Yeah.
I mean that's our biggest thing is it doesn't matter if it's roller, ice,
Well, I'll tell
two
you,
goalies.
something my mama used to always tell me is be wary when everybody speaks highly of you. So it's just one thing that we know we're doing something right because we're making noise and we're ruffling some feathers. And whenever you're growing something new, you're gonna ruffle some feathers. But the biggest thing is we want the community to know that we're all about providing value back to the community.
Correct.
So we're not here to make a name for ourselves. While that might be something that comes from it.
Yeah.
That's not our main goal. Our main goal is to grow the sport of hockey. And we feel like this is going to be the best way that we can get the most eyeballs to grow it the fastest.
Especially in the roller community, because I remember growing up. I was never a part of the roller community. However, growing up, I know that it was a lot bigger than what it was just because all of my teammates would play roller hockey. That's when I was in Florida. That's when I was here in Texas. However, now kind of coming back to it, which again, I've never played, but like actually stepping foot, I see that it's not as big, it's not as prevalent, it's not as out there as it once was. So that's kind of what Josh and I are trying to do out here. And if we can, go ahead and get together with Vince and Full Throttle and, the rink out in Arlington and then Joe here and the Venom and everyone just kind of plays a part. You guys, Roller Dad and what you're doing in El Paso with, our U18 team and Eric Torres and whatnot, like we're all coming together to try to invigorate and jumpstart the sport again at its core, which is going to be the youth, which is what's going to go ahead and grow it for more years to come. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. So, and just making it as cost effective as possible, getting a puck and a stick in everyone's hands that we possibly can. So it will happen and it is happening. It's taking time for us to kind of get everything going. But now that we kind of have that base, Josh and I's sole focus at this moment is now just growing the youth program and just getting that moving here.
No, absolutely. And I think you guys do a tremendous job. You guys bring really a breath of fresh air, to roller and just different, something else, right? Instead of just your traditional 3 times a year posting your stuff about your rosters and then you disappear for a year. You come back, you post it just for your NARC, State Wars, and tours, and then you disappear again, right? Like, it's one thing where you guys have kind of started a weekly, even a daily thing, right? Releasing your players, doing different type of content, including those things, which if we want to grow the sport, those things do have to happen. We all know that social media is really how everyone finds out everything. So, like, yeah, hate it or love it, like, people do have to understand, like, what are you supposed to do? Not announce your players? Like, you know what I mean? So, it's just a little, and it's a sign of respect. People love that, right? If you come home after a long day and you're like, shit, dude, I just got announced on my platinum team, like, that's kind of sick, right? Like, as much as people are like, oh, it's social media, no, you like it, So, that's one thing that I do like, I do appreciate.
Yeah, we're trying to put as much content out there as possible when it comes to roller. I will say that, we look at Nasher, and Nasher has done an absolutely phenomenal job out in Columbus with everything he's done with the Heat, the programs he's grown and whatnot. So
Got to get a Texas Scorpions or say, a heat wave game. I think that is a lightning.
It's a lot. That's a lot of colors in that game right there. It's
that is a lightning rod energy game.
Lightning rod energy game. Yeah, the Columbus Heat versus Scorpions.
Hey,
have a fun game. That'd be fun. But he's done a phenomenal job, and that's what we're trying to build here as well. So I think with everyone kind of coming to the table and everyone has the goal in mind that it's to grow the sport and grow the community, we're gonna jumpstart this very, very quickly. But I didn't mean to cut you off, Rob. What were we gonna say? I apologize.
No, dude, you're totally fine. I mean, this is your podcast. This is about you too. So
you, baby.
One thing I was gonna ask, because me and Anthony do talk about this a lot, and I guess from your guys' view too. You're kind of new into the pro scene, into the roller scene, right? Of like, hey, we're posting these things. We have our own pro team. You probably get a lot of crap, a lot of like chirps. It's friendly. At the end of the day, people like it, right? Me and Anth kind of see the sport right now. You have your very passionate roller guys that play pro roller, play this, their shit don't stink, right? Then you got your content side where they're creating content for the sport, whether no matter what age level and whatever skill level, they're doing it and it's growing their sport. They're both doing their thing in their own lane kind of thing. Do you guys see that? Like, do you see like, hey, I do see like these very passionate pro roller guys or just roller guys. And then I also see these content creators, these people that are very passionate too, but there's no like kind of intermix, you know? Wish Cup does a really good job at that with their All-Star games, and that's one thing where you got the Tyler Kraft with the Nasher, with the Bobby Ryan. That's what you love to see, right? But do you guys see that too? As well with kind of the sport and roller kind of goes two ways where pro roller and then your content and they don't really intertwine together.
Yeah, I sorry. Were you gonna say something?
No, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I totally see that. That's kind of one thing that I touched on whenever we first really started out is we brought something new to the table and that ruffled a lot of feathers, right? So one thing that I'm noticing is that anything that changes in those aspects, they're really comfortable with what they're used to, right? I'm not trying to say anything about anybody, but I mean anybody gets in that where you get comfortable with what you're used to.
You're in your groove.
Yeah, you're used to playing against the same teams, against the same guys. You're used to the competition, the skill level. Now here comes these new guys in that are making a ton of noise. What the heck is this? We're not like that. We're kind of to ourselves. We're kind of quiet off to the scene. And then, like you said, we post during our tournament times, which we didn't really notice that at first, but we definitely noticed that as we started posting. But then, yeah, the content side is, there's a ton of content out there with roller. And I feel like it's helped grow the sport a ton, get more kids involved. And so we're like, okay, if we want to be successful and we want to grow something that's going to grow the youth organization,
And the
get
community,
kids involved, get the community involved, we've got to focus on the content side of things and do the pro things because the kids love watching the pro guys in the tournament.
Yeah.
So we've got to have something that they watch live. And then at the same time, we post constantly get in front of them. So they're like, hey, that's actually really cool. I want to go do that.
Yeah. And I do notice that divide you're talking about too as well, because it's not just in roller, it's also in ice. You have content creators and then you got your pro guys, but it's just a nature of the beast, right? At the end of the day, like you have influencers and whatnot. But I think a great example for someone that's bridged the gap between both is John Chavo. Chavo is a phenomenal hockey player, but also is a great content
That's
creator.
even an understatement.
Yeah,
he's a phenomenal hockey player. Nasty.
But phenomenal in general because he also does ice and roller. So like he's not only making roller content, he's making ice content. He's not only good at roller hockey, he's good at ice hockey. So he's bridged the gap there. And Swaggy P, very good at roller hockey, very good at ice hockey, very good content creator, and he gives back to the community as well. He has his training.
Swaggy P, baby.
Swaggy P.
So like
Been on a team with that
great,
guy.
They're great people to go ahead and emulate on how they've been able to bridge an entire gap and pull it all together where one, they have respect, they grow a community, and they're good at their sport. And Josh and I know like we're not the best goalies in the world by any means. And like we're not going to go ahead and go play on the pro team. That's crazy. That's why we got Nick Whiteock, and that's why we got, Tanner Rusnak. Tanner Rusnak plays the top level of pro in France
yeah.
for roller hockey, and everyone knows Nick
He's
Whiteock.
another content creator guy too, right? He does
Yeah.
he does a lot of content.
Yeah.
Why is it that all these goalies do content creation? It's like there are,
Goalies are weird, Ant. We're all goalies.
Yeah, I know, it's true, but
I was
like,
just about to say that. We're all goofballs.
Yeah, but
But
and Nicky's a great guy too, but he doesn't do content. But Nick is one of the best roller
He'll
hockey.
stand on his head for you. I can tell you that right
yeah,
now. That
dude's
guy's
a psycho.
he's a
And that.
He's out with Enzer right now and in California playing in the Wish Cup out there, and apparently he's standing on his head. But I already know he's going to do that. So what's great is Josh also are realistic as well, and it's like we're going to play where we know that we can provide our services, in our athletic ways to actually play on a team. But our main
I like the
goal-
way you put that.
like we're not pro by any means of the sort, and I think it was kind of
And the even platinum
Even
is
platinum.
a little, is
We're
a little
Well, that's
pushing-
good.
No,
Well, that's
platinum
sick.
is like
Platinum's
so
great.
we've always said this. Platinum is all the guys that can play pro, They all those guys can play pro in platinum. It's just do they want to play pro?
Yeah. Well, do they
You
want
know,
to
it's
go
like, do
through
they-
the
Do they want to go through that treacherous, that round robin? So that's what I think platinum is a pro level. It's just those guys don't want to play pro.
Well, so back
Yeah.
in the day, I don't know if you guys were around at this time, but tours used to have pro and then pro tier 2, right? And that's really what platinum is, double A, whatever, each tournament calls it its own thing. But when it was pro tier 2, you always had a lot of teams in that division. I think there's two things. There's one team
We played in Plano for like 2011 tours in semi-pro.
Yeah, it was cool because
Dallas, it was the Dr. Pepper Arena.
yeah,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
that
Pepper
was
Star Center.
Yeah.
back
Missed
in the day.
that.
Damn, that's old school stuff right there. But like in that pro tier 2, we always had a ton of teams because there's teams like you guys are saying, like Rob was saying. I mean, Like that, just the guys are like, I just don't want to go through that commitment of playing pro. So I'm just going to play plat.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have some pops at night, whatever it may be, have a couple guilty games. And then you have teams that are really stacked where guys are like, I just don't want to, play that team 4 times in round robin, like, over and over. So that's why plat has become so strong, honestly. Like,
It's strong. I've been watching videos of it.
It's
good.
It's legit, dude.
So is the 30+ division too.
Yeah.
So I learned that playing with the Freeze.
You got to tell them about Chavo.
Oh, come on now.
So, dude, Chavo made me look like I've never played goalie in my entire life. He loved the guy.
Yeah.
But I want to say it was kind of a disrespectful goal.
Yeah, it was,
because
is it the one-handed one?
No, it wasn't the one-handed.
What was the score?
Oh, we mercied us.
That's disrespect.
I was sitting with Stefano. I was sitting with Heffy in the stands watching. I look at Stefano. I'm like, damn. And Stefano was just like, it's going to be over pretty soon. Don't worry.
Yeah. So yeah, he basically cut through and he shot between not one but two of our guys' legs, and it went in and out of the net before I reacted. And then he skated off like nothing, blew a bubble, popped it, and then got ready for the face-off. Like, no big deal.
You gotta get a soak there from one of your D guys, though. To be honest, if it's going through 2 pairs of D legs, someone's got to get down and eat that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I will give
calm
him this.
Down 2-9.
It was a good shot.
2-9
he also got a one-hander goal on me in there. And then he got the first goal against me that I ever got scored against in roller was Chavo, where he shot it right over my glove. I went for a toe-up windmill, like trying to look fancy, and he made me look dumb. But the Tours page posted that on their story, so that was like my welcome to roller moment.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah, Chavo has made me look like I don't know how to stop the puck, for sure.
I will say my first tournament was Wish Cup. And I had a really good team in front of me, and we somehow ended up winning in the A division. I was shocked. That was fun though. That was a blast. But when you have Mikey Curtis going down and like pumping goals left and right, he makes your life.
He's a good player.
Actually, I just found this out. It's a small world. His brother lives here in El Paso and plays in our rec league.
No kidding.
Yeah, because I ref and I had like my RDN sticker on in the back. And he started talking to me afterwards. Oh yeah, my brother's Michael Curtis. I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, small world. That's just how roller is, though. That's what roller is.
One thing that I can tell you is why I think like platinum might be a little bit of a stretch for me and Daniel, but I'm fairly confident that we're going to do very well. Is from my experience playing in the 30+ division with the Freeze guys, if you've got a solid team in front of you, you're seeing like 3-4 shots a game. Yeah. If they put the puck in the net, you can let in a couple, and
you can have a mistake or two. Yeah.
So that's why I think we're putting together a solid enough team in front of us to where, like, yes, we're there to, well, like Daniel said, provide our services, stop the puck. But I honestly don't think we're gonna need to. Now, I may be speaking a little too highly, a little too soon.
We'll need to do our job. We'll need to do our job.
We'll see how it goes.
Josh is like, you know what? If I'm not doing my job, Daniel's gonna do our job.
He's like, Daniel's like, no,
cool,
we need to do our job.
What's cool for us, though, is, the owner of the ring, Joe Wilkinson, great human being, again, gives back to the community as much as he possibly can here. And so he lets us every Thursday, we have our practices. And so we're getting on the floor as much as we possibly can leading up. And we have months until these tournaments. So we may not have the most skilled team, but for the Platinum, we're going to have a team that has a lot of heart, that has been practicing with each other and knows where each other is. And we're super excited what we're starting to see transpire. Every practice getting quicker. It's getting better and better and better. And everyone is having a blast. That's the biggest thing. Everyone is having fun. Good character guys. We have a great room. We have a great support of individuals with us. So we're super excited about our Platinum team. Our pro team that Seth has been helping build has been really starting to come together. And then not just that, now we're also starting to form a gold team too. So little by little, the organization is growing. And then the U18, El Paso, got Eric Torres and his team out there absolutely killing it. Rob, I think you're actually going to be helping with a lot of this as well too.
Yeah. Those kids practice 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. They're always practicing. But the U18s, those kids, they're a very committed group of kids, very talented as well too. Every summer, they're always, either at Wish Cup, Tours, State Wars, or Narch. So that's something that's really cool. With this, the Tour Scorpions, what tournaments are you guys planning on going to with this 18s team and I guess all three?
So, I don't mean to correct you. So, Tour doesn't sponsor; it's just
I mean,
Texas.
my bad. Texas
No.
Scorpions. My
You're
bad.
you're good. I just wanted to make sure that Tour isn't going to reach out and be like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Cease and desist.
Nah, they're
Yeah.
not going to reach out. Trust me. They don't know what's going on. I'm
No,
just
but
going to throw a slight trip
we're
their way. Whatever.
we're going to Wish Cup. We're gonna go to Narch. We're gonna go to Tours, and then we're gonna go to State Wars. State Wars, we're still in the process of the acceptance stuff with the pro team. We got that going on, but with our platinum team and our gold team, if we're able to get it formulated, our gold team formulated, we'll go with those teams. But we're going to all four of those tournaments with our platinum team, and then the other three with our pro team.
Awesome. And, kind of with your Scorpions, what made you build, I guess, kind of it's built around Seth Enzer, right? Your team, your pro team
Yeah.
kind of was one of your first guys. Really, what was the idea and did you guys pick that team? Did you kind of really lean on him? Did you lean on some other players? What was your idea of, I guess, for your roster wise?
So it's a funny story with all of that actually. So my dad used to coach Seth Enzer in high school hockey for Rockwall High School. So I've known Seth since I was a kid, since I was a child. And he's a great individual. We lost contact for a little bit, but I saw him at Wish Cup when I went, and I was like, "Oh my God, Seth, how's it going?" And we just kind of started communicating there. Because this whole idea has been a pretty long process. Like we've had this idea for a while, Josh and I, and then whenever I saw Seth play and, we started having the communication. He goes, I think we can do something special here. I think we can go ahead and build something special. So for building the pro team, I have a lot of connections with Lightning Rod Energy. I know a lot of athletes, pro players in both the NHL, AHL, ECHL. And then Seth, has been playing pro hockey for a very, very long time. And he has an immense network of pro players that he knows as well. And both in the roller scene too. I'm more ice. He's more roller and ice. But yeah, I've kind of given him the reins to be able to pick and choose and navigate that whole entire roster. And then Nick Wydock as well is starting to come in and kind of helping form this team. And again, it's going to be a good team, but it's going to be a very hardworking team. And that's what we're excited about is that everyone is going to be on the same page and working hard to achieve the certain goals that we want to hit. Because again, we're not going here to get to lose, and we're not going here to get absolutely run out of the building. We're going here to compete at the end of the day. So we're very excited about that. And I think a lot of people don't understand that we will compete. And that's not just going to be our pro team. That's also going to be our platinum team, our U18 team. And then if we're able to formulate the gold team as well. So it's very exciting. We're very proud of what we've been able to do. And we're honestly proud of the community, how they started to come around us and just help.
It's really turning into a family out here.
It is.
Honestly. And then even like we touched on before with the other teams that are out here, they really see that like we're here because we want to grow the sport.
Yeah.
So they are liking that as well, and it's helping grow the game out here, helping grow the community. But the guys that we have on the team, the guys that come out every single week for practice, it's literally turning into a family. Like I look forward to seeing everybody every single Thursday night, and it's just kind of growing. It's one thing that I was gonna say was, with everything, we like to stay in what lanes we're good at, right? So me and Daniel, we're good at the social media, we're good at the promotion, we're good at the marketing. We're not the best at knowing who the roller hockey players right now because we haven't been in the scene for very long. So we're really leaning on those guys to help us get the right players, because I say that very importantly. We're not looking for the right players, not the best ones. We're looking for somebody that is going to get on board and somebody that's going to help us grow this thing and somebody that can help us be competitive, right?
Yeah.
So if
good attitude, good character, good morals, good values, good ethics.
Which is hard to find in roller hockey sometimes. There's a lot of jumping of ship. You guys will see that pretty fast. But, I mean, I've noticed just kind of looking through your pro roster that you have a lot of guys that play ice like predominantly, like that's their main thing, but they've played roller in their past, or they're playing, maybe they were just hidden in a men's plat and gold division because they're just playing with the boys, right? Like there's a ton of those guys out there. So it looks like you guys are doing it the right way, trying to build a team first, not just a club, right? There's a famous saying, like, are you a hockey team or are you a club, right? So you guys are
Trying
really
to build
trying
a
to
team.
build a team for sure.
Trying to build a family. The biggest thing is a family. We want to build a community. We want to build a family. So again, that way people, it's something that it is a privilege and people want to be a part of. And we're going to give back as much as we possibly can. And I've gotten to the point too where that we've done some changes to the pro roster a little bit, and we're staying a little bit more quiet, Josh and I, on the social media about that. So there's going to be some surprises whenever we come to the pro
The
tournament.
roller GM season, baby.
Yeah,
People aren't expecting some stuff.
started in December.
It's one thing like Anth was saying, and it's cool. More people are getting involved with the sport with the things you guys are doing, and I think roller is going in a right direction, in a right spot, especially now with social media and people like you that are you guys getting on board, being super passionate about it. Whether how good that team is, it doesn't matter. Teams and younger kids will look up to you because of what you're doing and how you treat people and how you treat really your players on your team. So that's one thing that's really cool that you guys are doing. The one thing that I love about Pro Roller that I wish we could really control would be like a roster lock. But it is cool to see the GMs and see people behind the scenes calling people, trying to get different players and stuff. And I think that's kind of an exciting part about Roller, which is also annoying, because you do have a lot of jumping the ship, jumping to a new team every tournament. It's hard to get consistency, but it's also that's roller. You got to be a GM and you gotta
I,
finish.
and we're all gonna learn it the hard way. I remember Narch like 6 years, 7 years ago. It was in Detroit, and I had three guys on my roster leave the day of the tournament to go play Palma, and like I went from having like 11 guys to having eight, and then we were missing two guys. Our first game took six. So you learn pretty fast. But if you guys can create the sense of community, guys are going to play there. Like the biggest thing is like giving back, and it seems like you guys are really good at giving back. So if you guys do that, then you should have the kind of family. Oh, he's keeping the body armor off camera. Smart guy, I like that.
Well, it was dripping all over me. I was trying to
Yep,
grip on
we
myself.
know, no free ads, we get it. But
You never know. You never know. There might be
I know.
something soon.
No, but Body Armor is an official sponsor of the Texas Scorpions and Lightning Rod Energy.
Yeah.
There you go. Damn,
There you
Ant.
I know, I got a body armor here.
Now, I do have a question for y'all though, because I'm
Oh
curious.
boy.
Yeah.
How did Roller Dad start? How did you guys come together to start this, and why did you start this? Because I want to know. I'm curious, and I know I love learning on how things started and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a Friday night in my buddy CJ Bateman's basement. Just like really, it was probably like 6, 7 years ago now, I would say.
Okay.
But we were just having a couple pops, couple sodas, watching some hockey, and I was like, man, how is roller hockey not bigger? And the France league, the Italy league, the Spain league, they're very good pro leagues, and you get paid over there. Very good players that were playing over there at this time. Travis Snow, Nathan Sigmund, Team USA players. Players that, you know, the best players in the world, but not a single person knew who they were or couldn't even find anything, and it just wasn't more promoted. So I was like, we should create something. So I had this little journal. I started writing little things down, like this is what it should be. Went home the next day and created a profile, and I was gonna call it Rink Rat News, but Rink Rat's a brand. So I was like, well, Roller Dad was kind of like a term within everybody that meant like you're at the rink all day, you're kind of involved with the shenanigans, you're with the boys, you're just a roller dad. It's like, well, it'll be Roller Dad News, it'll be RDN. So created that, didn't know a lick about creating a graphic, creating a anything. I didn't even know how to like grow the brand. I was like, dude, I love roller hockey. This is sick. So yeah, just started finding tournaments, Narch, posting things about when the tournaments were, really to get the sport bigger and keep the community connected. There was no community. There was nowhere where you could go and find everything you need to find at one location. And that was an issue. And this was like, I think 2 years before COVID. And I was like, fuck it, let's just go all in and let's just start learning how to do a podcast. Let's learn how to do graphics. Let's just learn how to grow this sport. And I give credit to Tyler Kraft, the biggest Roller Dad News supporter of all time. First person to reach out and be like, dude, this is the best thing I have ever seen. People like him just kind of really made me more motivational to do it. So just started doing more of that, and really just finding new things like, hey, you should go to these tournaments and record this. You're like, you should. No live stream. There
And
still is no live streams. So
yeah,
unless we do it on our Instagram. So that was one big thing. Like I was like, dude, there's no even live streams of these games. So we were able to provide that through social media and do all that. And it really just took a whole entire tornado of its own and just kept going and going. And
and
Anth went and found
that's yeah, that tornado wrapped me up.
yeah, Anth was like, so Anth loved it, and no one knew who it was. So I hid it
Yeah,
for 2 years. No one knew who did it. I was like, no one's gonna find out, but they're gonna have to find out when I'm at the tournament. They're gonna know.
yeah.
And they ended up finding out. State Wars and Arch, they'd be like, hey, come out and work for me. We'd go out there, or I would go out there and work, but no one knew who did it. So I was recording one of the games. This guy comes up to me on the side, and it's Anth, and he goes, "Yo," and I'm like, "Yo," and he's like,
This
"I."
this is after like a couple of hours, I would say, of like DMing the account. Like I was like a stalker pretty much, right? Like I felt like I was playing Where's Waldo, like at the roller rink. Like it was bad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and it really just, he's like, dude, I love what you do and stuff. And I was like, you're weird. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, dude, you're weird. Like, what are you doing? So I just really saw the community loved it and they really loved getting the shine. What you guys do, right?
Yeah.
Like, there would be no Roller Dad News without people like you guys too doing what you guys do. And we wanted to create that so people like you guys have the shine, do these things where people can go to one center hub and find it, where they
Yeah.
can go to this podcast and be like, cool, now we know who Daniel and Josh are. We know who the two goalies are. But yeah, no, it needed to be the ESPN of roller hockey. And
Yeah.
I was obsessed with ESPN and I'm obsessed with roller hockey, intertwined the two. And I'm like, we're going to go to the moon, whether we lose $10,000 a year or not. We're going to
It
do it.
was
So,
And it was like I remember I think after I met Rob, because me and Derek Schultz were like trying to find out who it was at Narc Internationals. I think was that the last time it was at Huntington, I think.
yeah.
And we were trying to find out, and then I remember we had Winter Wars East back in Philly at my rink. And I was like, hey, like, you want me to like cover the sport or like cover the weekend for Pro Division? I was very into play by play. So I started doing the play by play and the live streams from that. And then I'll never forget, like during COVID, Rob and Kevin were like, yo, why don't you just like come on full time? And I was like, fuck yeah.
And like, you
And
won't be paid, but this
yeah,
is all
but I was
passion.
in, like,
That
yeah.
was-
And my wife, like, she knows, like, it's funny because like hockey's like a big part of my life, obviously, but when it comes
He's
to
at the
roller
hockey
dads,
rink right now in
yeah, I'm
his
literally at the
makeshift
rink watching
office.
Sunday League. This is the treehouse actually,
There we
but
go.
like she knows roller's a big part of my life. But anything when it comes to like roller dad, she's like, just go do it. Like she just knows, like she gets it. She loves Rob. She gets that it's like the passion, and because I'm so passionate about it, like that's why we do everything we do. Like even like we're not getting like I was at Narch a couple of weeks ago. There was no live stream. I was like, screw it, let's just like we'll get it going. Like we had some technical difficulties with it, but
It worked.
it is what it is. It worked out, but I was like really into like the play-by-play stuff, and that's why I wanted to do it. I was like, hey, I want to start doing this for all the tournaments because we don't have live streams, like. And it was like funny because like at Sportsplex where it's no longer around, unfortunately, like it was such a sick spot to do, like you could get games like shot pretty well from it, so it looked pretty good. And I think the live streams, like people started tuning in, we started getting more followers from all the live streams. Like Rob kind of started at Huntington Beach and I just carried it for all the East Coast stuff. And now we kind of had like a East, West, Midwest kind of vibe where we were making sure we're covering all the tournaments. So it was nice. And then the podcast kind of took on a world of its own. Rob's the graphic king, so he does all the graphics, so it's become something that like is truly amazing. Like I look at when I first came on board, it was 10,000 followers. Now we're at 25K. It's like,
Well, you guys
what the
do a
fuck
great job,
happened?
though. That's the thing is like you're doing it for the right reasons, and when you do things for the right reasons, the right people are gonna follow you, and not just that, you're gonna grow fast because you're not doing it about yourselves. You're doing it for the community. You're doing it because you find enjoyment to help the community, and that's kind of where Josh and I are too. It's like we don't have to, do the roller hockey. We don't have to do, the goalie game. We don't have to do, we even have a whole ice portion that we're starting to do as well with the semi-pro ice team and, being out in North Lake and whatnot. We do it because there's a reason behind it. The reason is to grow the game and grow the community, right? And that's our goal. It's like we have this platform and we're going to utilize it to the best of our ability.
Yep.
Just like you guys are doing a great job and you've been able to grow and you've seen success because you give back to the community. You do it for the right reasons. And when you do things for the right reasons, great things happen. So we appreciate you. We appreciate what
Thank
y'all
you.
do because
Appreciate it.
we know it's a grind. We know how
Yeah.
much hard work and time and effort goes into it. And at the end of the day, the reward is so sweet from it because you finally see the fruits of your labor where it's like, wow, look at what we've grown. Like you guys, I don't know if, I mean, Josh and I kind of have a hard time doing this. We rarely are able to sit back, but if you guys sit back, you're like, wow, look at what we've done. Look at
Yeah.
all the noise that we've made. Look at how we've been able to grow this community. Because you're right, without you guys, like honestly, there's really not that place that a home you can go to get any of your roller hockey news or anything. Like there's not. So you guys, I mean, kudos to you, honestly. So we
Thank
do
you.
appreciate y'all as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're as passionate about the sport as you guys, and we're like, hey, this is how we can give back, and this is what we're gonna do.
Well, that's why your logo is going right here on
There
our
you
Oh,
jersey.
go.
yeah.
There you
There you
go.
go.
It'll look good raising a trophy like that, you know. You'll see it.
One day, hopefully soon.
It's kind
No,
of
for real.
One question before we, go ahead, Josh.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, it's kind of like my whole thing of why I'm doing this is it's all about giving back because I've been playing the sport for 27 years.
Yeah.
Right. It would be a severe disservice if all the knowledge that I've learned, I don't give it back. Because I've learned from Ian Clark of the Vancouver Canucks, Thomas Spear of the San Jose Sharks, Cam McDonald from I don't remember.
DSE.
Well, he did DSE, but
Yeah.
but he's out in Europe somewhere.
Europe? Yeah.
It's like the Golden Girls.
Do you guys have a question? Do you guys have a
like,
podcast together or like streaming or anything?
No.
Do it.
Yeah, I think you guys need to. You guys
You
are
guys,
like you guys have
whatever
good
it is,
banter.
if you guys are covering, I think you guys got to start a Two Goalies podcast and you guys do breakdowns of goalies each week because you're
maybe an extension of Roller Dad, the Two
Yeah,
Goalies
I don't know,
section.
man, but you guys do a great job at like bouncing off each other.
We went ahead and we kicked around an idea on doing like a podcast, but it was of us getting our goalie gear on. So we would just put a camera of us getting
I think
dressed
that would go viral.
and just like us talking for like 15, 20 minutes while we're putting all our gear on and whatnot and going from there. That was kind of an idea.
I think you should do it. I think you should do it.
Yeah, the locker room. You guys got that nice locker room.
Well, here, I think we can show you. So right now we're at the rink. There's adult league games going on. And really quick too, guys, if you don't mind, I just want to give a big shout out to the Lone Star Events and Sports Center here in Denton, Texas. Like what goes on here is amazing, and what Joe's been able to do for the community has been phenomenal. So if you guys, go to the website, check them out, lonestarrink.com, just to, schedule any private events or to come out and play hockey or even they have roller derby. The roller derby is sick. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. That's
my
crazy.
whole morning here, bro.
That's,
my whole morning
that's
is
insane. I didn't know like Josh and I kind of want to go and get involved, but we think we'll get like our ass kicked, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, my roller derby it goes like 7 a.m. till 12 every day on Sundays. And it is like packed up here. It's like crazy.
Man, that is
it gets a lot of fans, but this is our locker room.
Nice.
So right now it's the goalie room still, so we let a lot of players and goalies go ahead and utilize the room and then our nameplates that we got for all the guys.
Those are
and
sick.
Then what's cool too, so you can see like the rink out here, and then all around we kind of just put like some words that mean a lot to us, like work ethic,
it's like an NHL room.
Yeah, integrity, and then we even got these cool LED lights that shine kind of under the lockers. And so like building this was just, Josh was able to come over and help a lot too, but he's got a newborn child, so it's hard for him to
Congratulations, Roller Dad.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, official Roller Dad.
There you go.
It gets
you don't sleep much.
Here.
He's gonna show some photos, but like for the stalls, it was my dad and I that like we built all these stalls by hand. And my dad's 60-something years old, so like it was truly a family.
He's just grinding out there.
There you go.
Young man.
There you go.
Wait till you can put a stick in his hands. It's like the best thing in the world, dude.
I can't wait.
But yeah, so just kind of giving you guys a little bit of a look and whatnot. But yeah, so that's kind of like we're very fortunate that Joe lets us have this room and that we're able to kind of do what we want to do. And we've seen it grow to the point where we need to like add extra days for practices and stuff because we have so many people reaching out. So it is growing. And that's what's great about all of this is the growth that we're starting to see and whatnot. But yeah, no, we're happy, man. This has been awesome.
You'll notice that like because you guys are doing what you're doing, even at the men's level, that other guys around the rink are going to want to get involved, right? Like guys that are just playing house league and like, what's this? That's the Scorpions thing. You're going to have you like gold teams, and you'd be like, all right, I guess we're doing a silver team
Probably
now.
going to have a
And
problem with too many teams, and it's a good
yeah,
problem to have.
especially if you have a guy that cares about the leagues at the rink. Like,
Yeah.
the reason my rank and now El Paso, like Rob's doing, is going to grow is because, we just care. Like, it wasn't about making money off of it. It was about giving back and making sure we're doing the right stuff. So I think, kind of what you said a few minutes ago, was like perfect, right? Like just giving back, giving back, giving back. So just, there you go.
El Paso jerseys.
There you go. I have it on like every men's league jersey. I got the Roller Dad logo somewhere. So
A
Hey, now
little
you're gonna have the Roller Dad logo on the pro scale or on the pro
there you
level.
go.
And platinum.
Well, yeah, I screwed that up with a few, but that's a whole different conversation back. But
Ant turned our logo black and white on his jerseys, and I was like, I don't think anyone knows what this is right now.
and
It was
on
all
the
good though.
pants.
We had so many logos to pick from, but I picked the circle one for it just because like
It's an
that's the
emblem,
one I think
yeah.
everyone knows. So I just
Yeah.
want to be sure like it's seen, it's prevalent.
Yeah,
But
that's the best emblem, like, because it fits well on the jersey. But yeah, we appreciate you guys hopping on. It was good to get to know you guys. It actually, for me, is like following the page, you're doing the social stuff, but it's cool to get to know the person behind the social, right? Getting the kind of real talk and things about how you guys got involved in the sport. And that's probably our biggest thing, is like, how did people get involved in roller? Because that helps us. Like, hey, how do we tap into new markets like ice hockey, right? How do we get some of these ice guys convert
Ice
over
Dad
to
News.
roller? Yeah, ice dad. Yeah, we were thinking
Iceman
actually we might as well just keep the roller thing, but because everyone seemed like there's ice hockey tournaments, they do terrible job at promoting. There's so many ice tournaments now, like they don't promote anything, right? So there's a few that do, but not many do. But we appreciate you guys hopping on. Best of luck, obviously, in this upcoming summer. It sounds like you guys are going to be involved in pretty much every tournament that there is this summer in some way, shape, or form. So, best of luck, and best of luck with the maybe potential podcast in the future, and obviously the Two Goalies Instagram page. We appreciate you guys hopping on.
Thanks,
for having
guys. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, guys.